Well, that was the 10th Groundswell, and how glorious was it as ever. We had a stand there and as ever super busy for the 2 days. It's been a different kind of groundswell actually, because unlike previous years where there's been a lot about new stuff, it feels like there's been a kind of deepening of thought and a consolidation of thinking this year. The conversations, rather than being kind of top level and all excitable, are now drilling down a bit into the real practical elements of how can people work together, what does this really look like in practice, how to get new tools and services and technologies onto farm and new ways of doing things. So it's felt a more sort of measured and thoughtful groundswell, but of course no less lovely, and the weather's been fantastic and it's had that gorgeous festival vibe. The Secretary of State gave a speech and she is very positive about the industry, and obviously there was kind of a big deal this week in that the Sustainable Farming Incentive Window 1 opened, I think, on Tuesday. Not massive amounts of money. I'm willing to bet my house that that's probably all going to be applied for, and the money will all be at least nominally allocated by probably Monday. But anyway, let's see on that. So yeah, it's been a very positive groundswell, and one of the things that I really enjoyed was a session by Pasture for Life, where they were talking about the disparity almost between what farmers know and sense and feel and what the data can collect. And this is sort of similar to our REAP theme, which is how good is good enough. This whole idea of evidence and quality of evidence to then make decisions. The session today was around how, if you haven't got the data for it, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And are the metrics right for some of the interventions and observations that people want to make? And there was a really nice quote, and I'm going to read it out to you, that the things that farmers make decisions on are not always the things about which data is collected. And I thought that was really quite an insightful thing, because, you know, we all get very hung up on metrics, and actually some of it is just, you know, we call it the agronomist's eye or the herdsman's heart, and that's really difficult to capture and quantify and codify. So I really enjoyed that session. And we made a new member this week, Bryony, that develops and manufactures bioproducts, so biostimulants, fertilizers. They've had a lot of success. This is quality material that really does make a difference on farm. So Minshad, you are very welcome, and it was a pleasure to see you. So yeah, I think that will do. I think we're all a bit sunburned, we're all a bit tired, and it's been a fantastic groundswell. See you next year at Groundswell, and see you next week in the vlog, and have a great weekend.
Thanks for joining us for this week's Agri-Tech update. Subscribe, share and stay connected. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter to get the latest innovations straight into your inbox. See you next week.